it's Minister John Carson, and welcome back to Behind the Man. If you've been following this series, you know Dr. Dana Carson is an educated family man that has been through a lifetime of experiences and drama. Dr. Carson's life is a serious blueprint of how possible it is to rise out of any situation that life may present. We have discussed Dr. Carson's challenges from the south side of Chicago, including dropping out of high school, his wild and crazy college days, and the drama of his grad school days. But these were not the only drama-filled days that caused Dr. Carson pain and problems. Dr. Carson was raised in what is considered an intact family, where he received some extreme amounts of love from a highly disciplinarian mother and father that did not tolerate foolishness without some form of consequence, like, give me the car keys, or no more money for you, with that type of behavior. While both my grandfather John Carson and my grandma Geneva Carson loved their kids and demonstrated it through their disciplinarian measures, they themselves constantly fought. And I mean real gun-pulling, knife-stabbing, punch-throwing fighting. They eventually emerged from their fighting era and chilled out and remained married over 55 years until Grandpa John died of cancer at the age of 69. My dad was a very strong man of God and held the family together until the death of my grandma Geneva, who died at the age of 79 of a stroke and heart disease. My grandparents were my father's heroes, and he loved them with all of his heart, and considered it to be an honor to preach both of his parents' homegoing funerals. What strength he had to have. But my father still had to deal with family challenges when one of his three siblings, John Carson Jr., died at the ripe age of 64 due to cancer. The family asked my dad to tell his brother, who thought that he was still full of life at the time, that he had just been given 3 to 4 weeks left to live. My oldest brother Dana, who was with them at the time, told me about how hard that moment was and how my dad got through it just with a great deal of pain. And yes, my dad also officiated his brother's funeral as well. My dad still has 2 living siblings, but he also has 5 vibrant children that have really been a blessing in his life, or at least so I've heard. My dad learned to deal with and face pain and disappointment, especially when his nearly 12-year marriage failed with 3 children. I remember my dad telling me that once he was in the corner crying and apologizing to his father for his marriage failing, and that the enemy tried to attack him once again with the feelings of suicide. My dad had started his church 1 week after he and my mother married, with 9 people in a house. He grew that church by strong teaching and being a model family. When his family failed, he contemplated leaving the ministry. But through the personal coaching and counseling of 3 great fathers, mentors, and spiritual coaches, Apostle E.W. Wilcox, Apostle Richard Hinton, and Bishop Charles Blake encouraged him to keep his head up, reminding him that we fall down, but we must get up. My dad did just that and put his focus in ministry and his kids. My dad spent crazy time with his 3 kids. His motto was, if my kids can't go, neither could he. Eventually, my dad got over his hurt and decided he needed a helpmate to assist him in the work of God and his children, and married First Lady Rachel, who proved to be everything that my dad needed to do ministry and became a powerful second mom to his kids. Now there are 5 children, 3 from his first marriage and 1 from my mother's first marriage, and then our baby brother Devin, which they conceived together. He is now a wonderful apostle, great pastor, and a super dad of 5 children who are all involved in the ministry. If you would like to know more about Dr. Dana Carson's inspirational story, make sure that you get your copy of How to Overcome, a series on how to overcome life's obstacles. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but be sure to join me every day as we go even deeper behind the man. Also, make sure you share, like, and repost this mini-series every single day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.